Hello. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kira Pillen. I'm a certified personal trainer, and today we're going to talk about nutrition, how to calculate your macros, and getting into the nitty-gritty. As always, here's the little disclaimer. I am not a registered dietitian. I'm a certified personal trainer. It's actually out of my scope of practice to give anybody specific nutritional advice. I can give you a little bit of an overview. Remember to always contact your medical provider or talk to your doctor if you're about to embark on a weight loss journey or anything, particular to you. Please work with a doctor. Keep in mind that everybody's macros are going to be completely different. So the first thing you want to do is you want to calculate your TDEE. TDEE stands for total daily energy expenditure, and that means it's all of the calories that you're burning per day. So there are 4 major components to your TDEE, and the first one is your BMR. That is your basal metabolic rate. That is if you were completely sedentary, you were lying in a coma in a hospital bed, it's however many calories you burn in that state, and it's basically accounts for all of your bodily processes like keeping your heart rate going or keeping your heart beating, all of your bodily functions. That's essentially all the calories that you burn if you were completely comatose. The next one is your TEF, which is the thermic effect of food. That's essentially all of the calories that you're burning when you're digesting something, and each macronutrient has a different thermic effect. So depending on what types of food you're eating, you'll either burn more calories or less calories according to the digestive time, right? So it's a little bit more complicated, but essentially TEF, all the food that you're eating and how many calories you're burning through that process. The next one is EAT. It's actually exercise activity thermogenesis. So thermogenesis means the process by which your body generates heat. So I just wanted to put that definition out there. Essentially, EAT, also known as exercise activity thermogenesis, is all the calories that you're burning through exercise alone. That is conscious, intentional exercise. That is the time in the gym, that is the time in the pool, that is the time on the soccer field, etc. It's all of the intentional time that you're choosing to exercise, and that encompasses all the calories burned through exercise. The last one is NEAT, which stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and that is all of the calories that you burn through unintentional exercise. This means when you get up from bed and go walk to your fridge and get a soda, you're burning calories through that movement. If you're super fidgety throughout the day, or you're someone that likes to kind of move around, or like me, I'm constantly fidgeting, I'm constantly doing something with my hands, that burns calories too. That's movement. And it's actually really fascinating. You'll notice that a lot of lean people tend to fidget more. And it's just so interesting because, they're very lean, and so they burn a lot of calories through that NEAT. So those are the 4 components. So that all goes into your total daily energy expenditure. And my recommendation to you is there are a lot of TDEE calculators out there on the internet. There's a lot of trusted sources. You can go find an online calculator. It has you enter your age, your sex, your weight, your activity level throughout the day. If you're super advanced and you even know your body fat, sometimes they'll have you enter that. But basically use an online calculator and enter in all of your information, and it should spit out a figure for you. And that's going to be your TDEE. Now, in order to lose body fat, you have to be in a caloric deficit. And I wrote down the definition for caloric deficit just so y'all know. A caloric deficit occurs when you burn more calories than you consume. So essentially that means if you want to lose body fat, you need to be eating less or burning more calories than your total calorie consumption throughout the day. So for fat loss, it's generally recommended to be anywhere from 200 calories to 500 calories. 500 calories is a pretty steep deficit, so I will never recommend that for myself or anyone else. It's just really hard to maintain and be sustainable long term. For myself personally, I'm probably around a 200 calorie deficit a day. I go for a run and it burns 200 calories, meaning my TDEE is 2000. I'm probably only going to eat around 1800 calories for the day so that I'm in that 200 calorie deficit. Hopefully that makes sense. But it's just basically being under your TDEE in a very, very subtle deficit. Remember that this is supposed to be a very slow process, nothing drastic. You don't want to drop fat too quickly. You always want to do it safely, sustainably, and always be working with a professional. Just a disclaimer, I'm a long distance runner. Even on my long run days, I eat more because I'm exercising more. So I have these odd specific days where I eat a lot more calories because I'm burning a lot more calories, right? So rule of thumb, make sure you're fueling your body for those workouts that are longer or harder. Otherwise, you're just gonna burn out, you're just gonna get tired, and you're just gonna hit a wall. So always be pushing your calories up and up and up if you know you're gonna be working out more. I ran 21 miles on Saturday. I had to eat back a vast majority of those calories just to get back to my baseline. So there's always going to be little outliers. So do what's best for you and what's safe for you. And again, this is just general advice, and I'm not giving anybody a specific target, right? And I'm just telling you what I do for myself. Now, if you want to put on muscle, which is called a bulking phase, you're going to eat in a slight caloric surplus, which means anywhere from 200 to 500 added calories per day. And I would highly recommend that a majority of these calories are coming from really high quality protein sources if you're looking to build muscle. Again, if you're like me, you might want to err on the side of a little bit less of a surplus, so maybe like 200 to 300 calories. I find that really sustainable long term. So now you're probably like, well, Kira, what about macronutrients? How do I know what to hit? So the 3 macronutrients are protein, carbohydrates, and fats. So let's talk about protein first, because I find that protein is the most important, and that's pretty much the only macronutrient that I focus on for myself personally. So this is from, online, but the general recommendation is about 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. So for me personally, because I'm trying to maintain my muscle, I'm a long distance runner, right? So it's important that I'm maintaining my muscle so that there's no muscle loss when I'm running. I try to eat around 1 gram of protein per pound. So for example, I'm 145 pounds. I try to make sure that every single day I'm eating 145 grams of protein or more. And that's just for me. I think a lot of bodybuilders and fitness professionals kind of eat within that range as well. I think that the recommendation for putting on muscle is the official recommendation for putting on muscle is 1.2 to 1.6 grams per pound of body weight. So for carbs, the dietary recommendation for carbs per day is 45 to 65% of your total intake. So it's around 225 to 325 grams per day, but for non-active people, they recommend under 200 grams of carbohydrates. And then for super active people, especially long distance runners, it's 300 plus grams per day, right? So if you're super active, you're gonna wanna eat more carbs, especially if you're a runner. We love carbs. We use a lot of carbs in our workouts. So that's the general recommendation there. For fats, it's generally recommended 44 to 78 grams of healthy fats per day. Now remember that there are several types of fats. Saturated fats are not good fats. These tend to raise our bad LDL cholesterol. They are generally processed fats. They are no bueno. So what we're gonna look for monosaturated fats and polyunsaturated fats. So monounsaturated fats would be like avocado, olive oil, nuts, seeds, peanut butter. Like these are all really good forms of healthy fats. And the good news about fats is they tend to keep us more satiated when paired with protein. So we're definitely going to want to focus on protein and fats to help with satiation, which means keeping ourselves feeling full for longer. Some examples of polyunsaturated fats would be like omega-3 fatty acids, omega-6 fatty acids, and these are going to be like egg yolks and fish. These are going to be your best bet. At the end of the day, remember that balance and moderation is key. And I talked about the 80-20 rule in some of my other videos, so go look at my other videos where I'm talking about the 80-20% rule. That's the rule that I follow. I'm eating healthy, clean, unprocessed foods 80% of the time, and then the other 20% of the time is like my fun money, you know, having a cookie, eating my Girl Scout cookies, having my nightly scoop of ice cream. It's like that really works for me, and my lifestyle really is simple and straightforward. Don't overcomplicate it, especially for fat loss. It's really about eating less than you burn. You can burn calories through exercise, but you also can cut your calories from your diet. I tend to aim for burning my calories through exercise because I love to eat, and that's just me. But some people find that cutting calories from their overall intake is easier than, you know, exercise. Both work. So it's really dealer's choice. It's up to you. Again, don't overcomplicate things. Science is really straightforward once you get down to the nitty-gritty of it all. And I know that you can be very successful with your goals. All it requires is a little bit of discipline, education. And I hope you guys found this video really enlightening and helpful and informative. Please give this video a like and a subscribe if you're here for the first time. Remember that all of my videos are at no cost to you, so I would really appreciate your support through liking and subscribing. I hope you learned a lot. If you have any questions below, drop a comment. Remember, I cannot give you specific nutritional advice because I'm not a registered dietitian, but I can help you with any general information when it comes to nutrition or calculating macros. With that said, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.